Hey guys, Lynn Marie here, your quitting evangelist, coming to you with a Wednesday morning edition of this week's Quit of the Week. Now, this week's Quit of the Week, as I said in the intro above, this week's Quit of the Week is quit being a hermit. And of course, as you are probably familiar with now, the title isn't necessarily that representative of what's going on here. Oh, those are hanging there. Anyway, the Quit of the Week is going out to all those people who have either a side hustle or who are working from home or doing their own thing on their own time, but where it's taking a lot of your time. And I'm in that situation currently where, I could either work 1 minute a day or I could work all of the minutes of a day. And sometimes it's hard to tell our brains, why is the video doing this thing where it's like, do you see that? Like it has a heartbeat? It's very strange. I'm just going to sit back further. Okay. So sometimes it's hard to know when to work and when to stop working and when to take a little time for yourself. And a lot of times we hear hustle, 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 and you should be working at all times. And so it starts to get ingrained in our brain that we don't necessarily deserve time to rest. Or if we have any minutes off, we better be resting because, you got to get your 8 hours of sleep and you've got to, keep your immune system good and all of those things. However, I've realized there's also this joy meter that if you're just working and then resting, you aren't necessarily filling up on joy. And if you never get into your flow state, there's really nothing to kind of counteract the stress from your job, right? Like if I'm hustling all day long, yes, there's a joy because I love what I'm doing, but it's still, there's a stress to it. And there's a certain vibration that comes with doing things that are for a purpose, are for more of a work type purpose instead of just going out and dancing like crazy, or just hanging out at a coffee shop without reading a book for business or without bringing my computer. So I started to realize sometimes I've gotten myself in this pattern where I have become a hermit because I think like, okay, I've spent all day working. I'm going to spend all day tomorrow working. I really need to rest. If I go out, I might wear myself out. But then I started to realize the times I would go out, wow, I would actually fill up on joy in a way that I was not doing sitting at home, just vegging out or whatever I was doing in the name of rest. That wasn't bringing me joy. That was just making sure I just kept surviving, right? And I thought of this one today because I just came back from San Diego's first official 7 a.m. daybreaker party where people all get together. It's like an alcohol, drug-free party, dance party in the morning on a Wednesday. And it was so lovely to meet up with friends and to just get out and, shake our booties around a little bit to start the day. And I thought to myself, I went to leave a little bit early and I thought, hey, there's this coffee shop I really like nearby. Maybe I should go there. And my first thought was, but you didn't bring your computer. You don't have a book to read. What are you going to do? Well, maybe you could brainstorm these things while you're sitting there. And like the other part of my brain was like, or you could maybe just chill out for a minute and enjoy a cup of coffee and not have to be doing a thing, right? In fact, I went because I didn't have any other option. And I said, okay, you're going to give yourself this time. I end up running into somebody from the thing. We have a great long conversation with connection and laughter. And I left feeling joy. I was like, oh yes, like same thing with having gone to the party this morning. Yes, we can work all hours of the day, but if you're not doing something that purely just brings you joy, yes, I realize a lot of people, their job is very joyful, which is amazing. That's a lot of us who are doing the side hustle thing or the work from home, working for yourself, solopreneurs. Yes, we love what we do. And I absolutely do love what I do. But I think parts of you, like your adrenal glands, register things that you have to do for your business as, yes, joyful, but not like this kind of unbound flow state where it doesn't matter the outcome. When we're hustling, generally the outcome matters a little bit. And so it's just nice to go and like, there's no outcome if I go to have a cup of coffee, whatever, just enjoy myself. And if I want to go salsa dancing and it's at 10 o'clock at night, okay, maybe I'm not going to get the full 8 hours of sleep, but the next day I'm going to wake up and be like, man, last night was amazing. Instead of, well, I got 8 hours of sleep, but I watched an episode of, Bob's Burgers or something, that I do every night. So that wasn't that exciting. Like, you can't let your life pass you by in the name of hustle and then rest. You still have to find pockets of joy. And so that's why this week's quit of the week is quit being a hermit. And it is a note to self to get out there, because like last week I got out there on a Thursday night, I went to this Latin jazz jam and I was transformed. I was like, oh my gosh, I could come to this and play some Latin music with people every week and get a little salsa dancing in. I felt so good the day after. It doesn't matter if I'd had slightly less sleep. It's just this level of joy that had been kind of waning without these episodes of just going and letting loose and doing something that isn't related to your business and isn't necessarily going to get you anywhere but happier. So that is my little tip for the week. I, again, feel all of you entrepreneurs out there putting in the time and trying to do all the things that are best for yourself, especially those of us in the wellness space. We're like, okay, but we need 8 hours of sleep and we need this and we need that. But just don't forget that we also need some fun and connection. And so that is the quit of the week. All right, guys, we've got an episode yesterday that came out. It's a beautiful one about sharing your story and not hiding your voice. And I think anybody who's been a little afraid to speak up in life will really benefit from hearing it. And again, if you would like to work with me on your quit, there's two options. Well, there's three. You could just buy Quitting by Design, easy enough. Or you could go to quittingbydesign.com, and my online course called Make Quit Happen is available for you to work with. It's a 6-week course. Or you can work with me one-on-one. That's also at quittingbydesign.com, or just send me a message. But anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of the week. And until next time, happy quitting.